What's up, guys? Hockey TikToki's back with an all new video. In today's episode of the podcast, we're talking about the Calgary Flames and their 4 0-1 start. I was about to say 5-0, but unfortunately, they lost their last game in overtime to the Seattle Kraken. It was a really tightly contested game, and I think that game kind of showcased a lot of the skill by Seattle and the styles of the play between Calgary and Seattle was very similar. So I think that's kind of what happened between those two teams. If you haven't heard the news yet, there was a report that came out from some hockey insiders that had said that Calgary was now looking to add a center, a right-handed young center, specifically somebody who is in the age range of 25 or younger, I believe is what was quoted, and plays center and shoots right. Because as of right now, the Calgary Flames depth at center includes only left-handed shooters. So there's Kadri, Backlund, Pospisil, Rooney, Kirkland, um, all playing center and like all capable of playing on those first four lines. And aside from that, they don't really have any right-handed shooters playing center. And even as you go deeper down the depth chart into the AHL Wranglers team, there still doesn't seem to be anybody that can step into that role as a top line or a top four lines for the Calgary Flames center and shooting right. So after the 4-0 start, Craig Conroy and his team apparently has been calling around looking to see if they can make a trade with any of the other 31 NHL teams to see if they can add somebody. It might seem a little preemptive for most people's taste because when Conroy took over the job as GM, he said that he wanted to kind of restructure or rebuild this team and go younger and give a lot more players a chance to kind of establish their game here in Calgary rather than trading away first round picks and just signing older free agents. So this new news about them potentially looking to pivot just because of the Calgary Flames had such an unbelievably hot start to the season might seem a little bit extreme, but at least if he still said that he will be going for somebody who's under 25, that fits the bill in terms of like the age window that the team is looking at. But in my opinion, I don't think that they should be looking too hard at all about adding any new players because what they have right now seems to be a mix of guys that all get together well, and the team is playing really well right now. So if they are playing really well right now, winning games off to one of the best starts in franchise history, it might not actually make sense to mess with the mix, to mess with the chemistry of the team. If the team is succeeding, then it's probably makes sense to just keep things the way that they are so far. However, there is the contrary argument that might say because the depth is kind of weak once you get past Kevin Rooney, maybe it might make sense to have another guy that you can slide into the lineup simply because they cannot afford any injuries at center right now. So far this season, Sharon Govich was injured before the regular season even started and got injured in the preseason. So on Calgary's top lines, or one of their top lines, the Nazem Kadri line, we slid a rookie into that spot, Sam Honzik, who had played his first NHL game at the very beginning of the season. And then unfortunately for him, he ended up getting injured in game 4 of the season so far. So we had to pop another guy up onto his spot, which is fine. But when it comes to the center position, if Kadri or Backlund were to go down, or Pospisil were to go down with an injury and have to miss some games, to miss some time, there is not a huge amount of options left at center that can take that position. Except there actually might be. And here is where some people might be forgetting the fact that Yegor Sharangovich, the guy who I just mentioned, he did play center last season for a a handful of games. Maybe not. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I know he played at least a significant amount of the season at center, and he was probably not properly suited there, but he could be a potential replacement once he returns from his injury, which I've heard is going to be quite soon if one of the top line centers got injured. And then as well, Connor Zary has played center in the past as well, and didn't play a significant amount of time at center last season. Was mostly just on the wing, and so far this season has mostly only been on the wing as well. However, but he could be a good fit, potentially playing center as well if they needed him there. But so far, guys, I've really liked what I've seen from the Calgary Flames so far in the season. They're top in the division right now with that 4-0-1 record. And hopefully we can continue seeing them progress and keep getting better and better and keep on surprising some teams and coming out of nowhere to make life difficult for the projected top teams of the Western Conference. And um, I don't know about you guys, but I still believe that the Calgary Flames have the potential to make the playoffs this year, despite the fact that they were slotted to be one of the worst teams in the league by most prediction models to begin the season. I think that those predictions were flat out wrong. And it had to do with, a lot with the fact that coming into the year, it was mostly unknowns. And the biggest unknown, in my opinion, has to be the goaltending. So far, Dan Vladar and Dustin Wolf working as a tandem, subbing in and out of each game, has been great. And I just want them to keep up the good work and keep continuing to do what they do. So, anyways, guys, this has just been a little mini Flames update podcast, just talking about what's going on in the Calgary Flames world. Um, and I can't wait to see the next game.